stuff.
Greetings, everyone on the internet land. We are in a place called Sevan. It's the Sevan Lake in Armenia, and we arrived today, and I don't know about you, Damien, but I was frozen to the bike. It's absolute, now, you can't say Baltic here, Siberian here maybe, perhaps, but it's bloody freezing.
Yeah, even toe on the back broke in half, and that's cold. But we have to try and put them back together. It's that cold. Got a break in my toe. Broke my toe.
Damien broke his camel toe.
So a lot happened in the last couple of days that we decided we'd do a little video on it.
We did.
Yeah.
So we both made some notes, and Damien wouldn't show me his.
Independently to talk about.
And my notes are basically, we were in Georgia for, how many days were we in Georgia?
I think 9 or 10 nights.
9 or 10 nights in Georgia, and we found Georgia to be absolutely fabulous. Now, things in Georgia, the roads. The roads aren't great, sure enough.
No, brutal.
Brutal. There's a lot of holes in the roads, and the drivers tend to swerve all over the place to avoid the holes, regardless of oncoming traffic. Now, that brings me to the drivers. Yeah, they are just unbelievable. They do not adhere to any sort of rule of the road whatsoever. They overtake on blind bends, they overtake across double continuous white lines. I actually got overtaken at one stage by 2 cars at the same time.
Yeah, the white BMW was on the outside.
And that was a bit scary. Yeah, so you literally have to have eyes in the back of your head. The food in Georgia is lovely. But then again, it's kind of similar to Turkey. It's kind of barbecue food, which is similar to Greece. And I know people from Greece and Turkey won't like us saying this, but to us, it's all kind of barbecue food. So yeah, I'm kind of barbecue food out like at this stage. Anyway, the wine in Georgia was a revelation. We didn't know how good the wine was going to be. We stayed in a place called Signagi. It was up in the hills, looking out over the plain, and we stayed in this lovely guest house. And I bought some of their wine because apparently in Georgia everybody brews wine. Anyway, so I bought this wine. Look. And it is absolutely delicious.
So this is a homemade wine made by the people who we stayed with, isn't that right? In the guest house.
Cheers to the guys in the guest house. It was a lovely guest house. We sat in the kitchen with them and we drank wine, and then the next morning we had a lovely breakfast, and it was a lovely guest house. The views are outstanding. Which also brings me to the next thing in Georgia is the people. I found the people to be amazing. Now, would you like to talk about?
Okay, let me continue. Back to his wine for a second. That cost a $5, that bottle. So he got 2 for a tenner. We had one of those the other night. So he's just cracked open that one there.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I, on the other hand, when we called up to the troglodytes...
Can we address the hats, please? Because I need to take it off. I'm overheating here.
Okay, let's do the hats first.
Yeah, so... No, you go ahead.
What?
So we went to monastery.
Yeah, monastery.
St. David's
of Goliath.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was up literally on the border with Azerbaijan. The back of the monastery, you couldn't walk around it because if you did, you'd be in Azerbaijan and you'd be locked up. Yeah. Because the borders are closed with Azerbaijan, which we will come to later on. And in the monastery then, it was cold enough, so when we got off the bikes, we took the helmets off, and I'm kind of follically challenged, so I was a bit
bald as
I was a bit cold. So we went and we bought these hats for 25 lira.
Gel.
Lira.
Lyrath.
Larry. 25 Larry.
25 Larrys.
So 25 Larry comes up on your phone as gel, which is Georgian Larry. But anyway, 25 of them is
£8.
€8. And they're handmade by the monks themselves, I believe.
There are crosses on them.
The crosses on them because
apparently they are from the area of the north part of Georgia, which are apparently descendants from the Crusaders. And they used the crosses accordingly.
And it was to show that how brave they were, etc.
Yeah.
And apparently the bigger the cross on your hat, the braver you are.
Is it time to take the hats off now?
Yeah.
Okay, hats are off. All hats are off. And all bets are off. Let me talk about my wine. So I got this one up in that place we were talking about in the monastery.
Monastery, yeah.
And that's a cracker. I have to say that's a cracker. So also Georgian wine. So we imported legally or illegally into Armenia today a couple of bottles of Glen. Yeah. Okay. What we did find out is the Armenians do not like the Turkish and we only knew that because the stickers on our bikes, they told us in no uncertain terms that we...
Well, in fairness, we met a couple of Italian bikers in Georgia, in Tbilisi, before we left. And unfortunately, one of the lads, what's his name, Marco, anyway, one of the lads had a problem with his engine. We were chatting away to them, and they had come from Armenia, and they told us that they were almost refused entry because they had Turkish stickers on their bikes. So I went, oh, okay. So I removed all the Turkish stickers off my bike. And then when we came in through the border today, they actually didn't notice what was on the front of Damien's bike.
That brings me directly to the fact that that was our second border crossing this morning, because I left it to Neil, ridiculously so, to bring us to the border using his latest sat-nav phone.
It's fucking latest sat-nav phone, Google Maps.
Everything was online, and we rocked up to the border. There was lots and lots and lots of trucks. We were the first bikes to come there. We couldn't understand why it was so quiet.
No, it was very quiet.
And then a policeman jumped out of the car, came over and said to us, lads, where are you going?
No, don't be kind of enhancing it. He came out of the car and I went
said,
up
where
to
are we
him,
going?
and he said, what country? And I said, Armenia. And he goes, no, Azerbaijan.
He brought us the Azerbaijan border.
And I go, which way is Armenia? And he goes, left.
So we weren't not getting through there. Their borders are all closed and have been since COVID. So the first border we went to, it's been the first border we've ever been refused from. Ever.
No, it wasn't that we were refused.
We were refused. We didn't get through.
No, the policeman, he was very nice and he guided us the right direction.
Okay. Can we talk about my few things?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, my few things for Georgia and Armenia are exactly the same.
Interesting. So last night we stayed in a hotel.
God.
A nice middle-range hotel. It was fine. We got up this morning. And generally, you may have to do your absolutions before you leave the hotel.
Ablutions? Yeah. Not your absolutions.
Well, sometimes they are absolutions. And blessed be the winemakers.
The winemakers. I'll drink to that.
So this morning, we were having breakfast and getting ready, and etc. Some of us were up before others. And then the last thing was I decided, I'd probably have to make use of the bathroom.
Now, in fairness, he's talking shit now.
So when I arrived into the bathroom to just check it all out before I did have to attend to detail, there was no toilet roll.
No toilet roll?
No toilet roll. I know for a fact there was toilet roll there the night before.
There wasn't a whole lot there, in fairness.
What would you think of someone who used the last sheets of toilet roll in your bathroom and never turned around and said a word afterwards? Didn't alert anyone to the fact there's no toilet roll in there. That's a cardinal sin.
Well,
that is a cardinal sin.
I think, I think most of the viewers will want to know, what did you do instead of toilet roll?
Lucky enough.
What hand did you use?
Oh, well, the very experienced long-term travelers.
Was it a T-shirt?
Like myself.
Or is there skid marks on the wall?
Tend to carry extras. So lucky enough, in my pocket, I happen to have extras. So
Well,
I got
you know
by. But you know what? I could be slow in telling someone the next time there's no toilet roll in there. Now, what else we were talking about? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're talking about actually getting through the border. So the second border crossing we came to, we did get through. But that took a little bit longer than we expected.
It did.
So it's probably, as we're going east, we're finding more so, we've read about this, that the borders are not just as straightforward. They went through this one in depth. We had to separately go into a customs, pay the equivalent of about €15 to import our bike.
Yeah.
Now, we did that before in Morocco. There's no cost to
Yeah.
it. So €15, they give us 12 months.
But the thing you've got to remember is when you go into that border, you've got the customs window in front of you and there's two people sitting there. But there's another thing off to the side and you have to go to the thing off to the side and pay the money first and then come back to the window where it says customs. Because otherwise you'll queue up for customs and then they'll tell you to go and do that.
So one of the things that they mentioned there was we have to take out insurance. Now, good thing to know, anyone considering going over this direction. Both Georgia and Armenia, we did them online ahead of time.
We did.
Georgia was €6 or €7. Equally, so was Armenia. So we were able to tell them, listen, we have our insurance. They didn't check anything. But just to know, you can actually go online for a couple of quid, download it. And we did that, so we were able to drive away knowing we had insurance. And the SIM cards are the other thing. So we're trying to figure out where we're going to get SIM cards. We've learned a lot from border crossings now away from Europe. As soon as you go through the border, there are fixers, there are fixer-uppers, there are fixer-downers. They come at you from every angle. And the best thing to do is to just belt on. Get away from that crowd.
Get the hell away from the border. We were sitting there today and I was in front of Damien and I was on the bike ready to go and Damien was getting his gloves on and next minute this fella, I could see him hobbling his way up towards me, a fixer. And I said, right, we're away. And off we went. And I had to literally go out around them because they'll stand on the road in front of you and hold their hands up to try to stop you, you know. What's on that list of yours?
So our first stop away from the border was to sort out that SIM card. And we got that done. We picked a lovely little place. But as well as that, we went in to try and find something to eat, a cup of coffee, whatever. And we couldn't believe how quickly Armenians picked up on our bikes. First of all, we're the only bikes we've seen. They are waving at us. They're looking at us. And anyone that speaks English, they've stopped and said hello and welcome to Armenia. We got sweets. First place we got was a couple of these sweets from one of the guys going by. Not only that, we were stopped at this big kind of fuel station. A guy asked, had we had a coffee? And we said, oh, well, no, we're just going to move on.
Armenian coffee.
Armenian coffee. So he insisted on going in and buying us the iced coffees and brought them out for us. Yeah. He insisted on that. Yeah. When we were in there, I was just paying for something. And I looked out the window and there was an old lady and she had literally just fell off the steps, straight flat down. And I dropped everything. I ran out and I think I dropped everything beside her.
I saw nothing. I was at the coffee machine.
So I was picking this woman up and she had kind of a walking stick beside her. Her glasses were on the ground. I was helping her.
And a bag, she had a plastic bag,
Yeah, plastic bag. She had just bought something. Nobody was coming. No one was coming near her. Now, maybe no one noticed her. I'm not suggesting that they purposely didn't go near her. But I was helping this woman up and I pretty much had her up off the ground. She was saying spasiba, and I think that's the only word I know that is thanks. And
the guy came out of the shop.
One of the shopkeeper people came out and he was picking up her bag. Now, I had dropped my bag and a load of change because I was about to get coffee. There was a load of change and he picked all the change up and stuck it in her pocket. Mm-hmm. That was all my change, but that was besides the point.
No, he picked it all up.
Yeah.
And he held it like this and she took it in her hand and put it straight in her pocket. So Damien rescued her, picked her up off the ground like a good Samaritan, and she stole all his money.
Yeah, okay. I think it was probably the equivalent of €2.
Yeah, it was bloody, yeah.
But anyway, look, it happened.
But it meant then that you couldn't get a coffee, so I had to go in and buy you a coffee then.
Yeah, so in fairness, Neil
and a bottle of water.
Coffee and a bottle of water to compensate for having been...
Yeah, he was feeling a bit...
Having been a bit robbed.
He was a bit... He was he was shocked at being robbed.
Well, the woman I picked up off the ground.
Yeah, the Good Samaritan wasn't really. Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't know. That's kind of most of the things I had to talk about. The weather was the only other thing. We can't believe how cold it is here. It just,
Oh, it's so cold.
yeah, daytime looks like around 10 or less.
Less.
Maybe 6.
6 to 7.
Overnight has become -5.
Which actually brings me to another thing.
Okay.
Remember when we were in Kilkiss in Greece and we had to put in the temperature sensor on your bike?
No.
So we opened the temperature sensor and we pulled it out. We put the new one in straight away. So we only lost a little bit of coolant, right? But we're only assuming there was actually coolant in it, because... And we didn't have any coolant, so we topped it up with water. Remember that? And that's fine when you're in Greece and it's nice and warm. Now we're sitting here in this lovely, lovely hotel and it's -4, -5 outside. Or it's going to get down to.
No, it's only it's about -1.
So, the Suzuki with the leaky engine, that's only oil coming out of it.
Mm.
Yep. We could have a Honda with a leaky radiator.
Yeah, that means we won't get out of here.
Oh, we will. You just need to bring loads of water with you.
Well, he's carrying loads of oil. I have to carry loads of water. So
Yeah, it's kind of... well, I reckon I'm after setting a new world record.
oh, how the long streak of oil throughout Europe.
4,000 kilometre oil trail.
They're trying to track this fella. He's been on the news now.
Well, they can find me.
Yeah.
And by the time we get to Yerevan, it'll be a little more than 4,000 kilometres. But yeah, so last year on the first leg of our journey, we did 7,600 kilometres and 16 countries. This year we've done, to date, we've done like 4,000-ish kilometres and 3 countries.
Yeah.
Because Turkey was just so big, it was massive, to try and get all the way across Turkey.
So we're down to our last country. We're down to our last 7, 8, 9 days, something like that.
Yeah.
And depending on weather, we'll see how much of Armenia we can actually get done this time.
And Damien has made a few contacts now within Armenia that we're going to link up with, and hopefully we'll get some footage from that and something interesting to post. But if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. We're trying to get our subscription numbers up to around about the 200 mark before we head home.
Yeah, we're only at about 20 now, so...
No, we're on
bring it up.
We're at what, 178 we're at? We're trying to get them up to the 200 mark. So if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And also have a look at our Instagram page, because we do have a couple of little bits on that as well.
And just have a look at our 5-star room here.
So,
Do you want to show the room before we...
we'll show you the room.
Can you
So
look there?
it's a strange hotel. There's no reception. It's a 5-star hotel.
Without reception.
Without reception. There is a swimming pool and all that, but
Not in our room.
But they told us today that if we give them our clothes, dirty clothes, that they'll wash them.
I thought you were going to say if we give a good review, we get it free. Are we to that level yet?
No, we gave them our dirty clothes.
Are we to that level yet?
And they're washing our dirty clothes, and they're going to be ready tomorrow.
Look, can we see the chandelier now before we go anywhere else? Show the chandelier.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, wait a sec now.
Up there.
I have to go around like this.
Up.
Right. No, I'm looking at the beds.
Okay, up.
Up.
Look,
Where's the
isn't that
chandelier?
class?
It's not lit up.
That's class.
Turn
Come
around.
here. What about our couch?
Turn on the
Oh,
chandelier.
right, okay. Oh, jeez. Bollocks. Where? Oh, look at that.
It's the chandelier. You can turn it off now. It's too bright.
Okay. And what about the rest of it there?
And then, as we go around, then you've got, couches and stuff. So it's a fabulous place, and so I think that's all from
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Talk to you soon, guys.
Bye now.